The agony in the garden. The agony that Jesus underwent while praying in the Garden of Gethsemane was only surpassed by the brutal treatment and crucifixion he endured the following day. That Thursday night, after sharing the gift of his body and blood with his disciples, he went out to pray. As he prayed, he fell prostrate before the Father in heaven and accepted the cup that he was given to drink. 3 times he prayed this profound prayer. My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will. That night would have been a sleepless one for our Blessed Mother. She awoke in the middle of the night with the frightening news that Jesus had been arrested. She went in haste to the place of Jesus' interrogation before Caiaphas and the entire Sanhedrin, watching from a distance with the other holy women. Jesus had agonized in the garden, and 3 times he had chosen the will of his Father. St. Peter, during the same commotion of that night, 3 times denied Jesus. Our Blessed Mother, during her silent presence through that night, united her mind and heart to the agony of her Son and to his free embrace of his cross. This was his hour. This was the hour in which Jesus was to give the greatest glory to the Father in heaven. And it was also our Blessed Mother's hour. She was invited to freely offer her Son into the hands of evil men. St. Peter and the other apostles lacked fidelity and commitment as this hour approached. But our Blessed Mother, her Son's first and greatest disciple, joined Jesus in a complete surrender to the will of the Father. On Good Friday, as Mother Mary stood before the cross of her Son, she would have continued to pray in the way Jesus prayed in the garden the night before. Father, not as I will, but as you will. This must also become the most central prayer in our own lives each and every day. Father, not as I will, but as you will. Take time today to reflect upon the chaos and confusion that began that night, Holy Thursday, with Jesus' arrest. Reflect also upon moments of chaos and confusion in your own life. When you feel the burden of various crosses in your life, there is but one way to properly embrace them. You must unite yourself with the prayer of Jesus in the garden, which was also the perfect prayer of our Blessed Mother. Join them in this prayer of perfect surrender. Dearest Mother Mary, you watched in sorrow as your Son was arrested and treated with deep cruelty. Yet your only prayer was the prayer your Son prayed in the garden. Father, not as I will, but as you will. Jesus' agony was your agony, and his surrender was your surrender. Pray for me, dear Mother, that I may join you and your Son in prayer as I agonize at times in this life. As I face the cruelty of the world, pray for me that I may also daily choose the will of the Father in all things, never giving into despair and never wavering in my surrender. My suffering Lord, I choose to stay awake with you and to remain faithful to you always. Give me the grace I need to live in complete surrender to the will of the Father and to your most holy will. Mother Mary, pray for me. Jesus, I trust in you. Amen.